I met Chris at an audio show. Chris, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm a hearing instrument specialist at Great to Hear. We've been in business for 6 years. I've been in the industry for 10 years. And we met at an audio show. We had a booth there. And that's where now we're here for Next Best Thing.
Great. So how did you get into this whole thing?
So, like I said, I've been doing this for 10 years. And two things. My grandfather lost his hearing in World War II. He has a profound hearing loss. Before I was even born, it's very difficult to communicate with him, my family, my father, and then growing up, even to this day, he is 96, and we have to write things down now because hearing aids won't help him. And then also about 9 years ago, I had a cyst on my vocal cords, and I had to get it removed, so one thing led to another, and when I got into this profession, I just fell in love with it, and here we are today.
I remember meeting you at the audio show and you were checking out people's ears and you asked me if I wanted to check out my ear, right? And I was hesitant.
You were a little hesitant.
Yeah, and you mentioned how all the audiophiles are very, very sensitive to the nuance and the detail, and they were picking out all these little stuff from the high-end ears. Yet when you check their ears, there was a lot of earwax.
So it's funny that it was our first audio show as a hearing aid company. And we brought a big screen TV and I had a video otoscope, and we were looking inside people's ears to show them what a healthy eardrum looks like, if there's wax or any other things that we may find, and no earworms. But it's funny how people would shop around for equipment that's $10,000, $50,000, $100,000s of dollars, and they were hesitant, like you were at first, to look inside their ears on the screen to see what their eardrum looks like. And it's just funny because if you have wax and you're an audiophile trying to fine tune and listen to this, but there's wax, then you're not hearing correctly as you should. And that's where we come in and we do a hearing test and we show you on an audiogram the results of the thresholds and just let you know where you stand with your hearing, which is important if you're an audiophile. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And from my memory, right, we all have some earwax, right? Is there a threshold to too much?
So the rule of thumb is everybody does have a little bit of earwax. It's actually a defense mechanism. But the rule of thumb is as long as we can see the eardrum, then we're okay. But we have to be able to see the eardrum.
I see. So I guess we'll check out my eardrum today and see if you can check out.
Yeah, we'll pop some popcorn and we'll put you on the screen and we'll see what.
So this is a real life test, right? So.
Yeah. We did. We could have looked at it before, but we didn't. So yeah, we can. What I can do right now, actually.
Yeah, just
So what we have here, see, he's trying to do a quick clean right now, which actually brings up a good point. A lot of people ask me, what can I do to prevent getting earwax? Nothing. Earwax for some people builds up more than others. Q-tip is a big no-no. So the rule of thumb, or should I say rule of pinky, is nothing bigger than your finger should be ever going in your ear. I mean, you can gently use a Q-tip to go on the outside concha part of your ear, but I wouldn't ever suggest going deep inside. You don't want to penetrate the tympanic membrane, your eardrum, because then it will just lead to a lot of problems. So, no Q-tips. All right, we got the video otoscope here. So, we actually carry a lot of equipment from around the world because when you're testing someone's ears, you want to be 100% accurate. So choosing a correct hearing clinic doesn't have to be our hearing clinic, but make sure when you're getting your ears and your hearing tested that the equipment is up to date. I mean, it's 2019. If the doctor, the hearing specialist, audiologist, ear doctor is not showing you what your eardrum looks like, I mean, you kind of want to know, right?
Yeah.
So who's excited to see this right now? All right. So let's have a peek here. Okay. There Wow, nice and clean. Oh yeah.
Is he just saying that?
No, no, it's very clean. Your eardrum is very clean. The tympanic membrane eardrum is a transparent color, so it's see-through, and I can see it. It's healthy. The canal walls are very healthy. There's not pretty much no wax. Very healthy eardrum. So kudos to you. Don't let me hang in here.
Hey guys, that means I'm still good to go in this channel.
Yes, that's good. I mean, especially for those that are listening to in-ears or anything that they put inside their ear, or just listening to music. The eardrum is paper, thinner than a piece of paper. The eardrum is thinner than a piece of paper, so it's important.
It's interesting that you mentioned that. So, as you know, Avi is our in-ear monitor guy. And before that, I was doing it all by myself. And I remember one day I was plugging in so many in-ear monitors at one setting, A being this and that. So you guys probably know from my LZA4 and IE80 comparison and many other comparisons. Literally, I sit there and switch back and forth. And having in-ear monitors inside you the whole day, or multiple days in a row, can that affect can that be unhealthy?
Very, very good question. Yes. In a short answer, yes. So there's different types of hearing loss. Noise-induced hearing loss is one of the only hearing losses that could be prevented. So one that's listening to music, whether it's for work or just in a loud environment for work, throughout a period of time, could be damaging to one's hearing. So there is a chart that we have that people could follow, and it shows 8 hours, how many, what the correct level of decibels is, all the way down to, if it's over, I think, 100 decibels, they say like 2 minutes, not even, I think 30 seconds. So
to lose your hearing, or
to start creating or
problem.
could lead to noise-induced hearing loss. So that's a type of hearing loss that could be prevented, is noise-induced hearing loss. So people that go to concerts or loud environments, when they leave, they feel that their hearing's been dampened. It's actually a temporary noise-induced hearing loss. So how we hear is inside the inner ear. We have the cochlea, which has millions of little inner hair cells. So they're moving around steady. And when we're in a loud environment, they're being worked extra hard. So if they go down, when we go home and rest and sleep in a quiet environment, by the morning they come up, or maybe a day later. But over a period of time, if they don't come up, that creates cochlear dead spots, which leads to hearing loss. And it's usually the higher frequencies that go first, because those hair cells are very delicate.
So I mean to ask you, so in that scenario, because we go to concerts all the time, I go to concerts with my girlfriend all the time. So is there a product that you would recommend to prevent that hearing loss? Is there something that you can still enjoy the concert, but not get your hearing permanently damaged?
So we here have a one-size-fits-all universal size earplug. It's a high-fidelity earplug where it'll just block out the frequencies that may cause a noise-induced hearing loss or tinnitus, which is ringing in the ears. And a lot of musicians have experienced tinnitus and hearing loss. These are irreversible. Noise-induced hearing loss may go away, but if it's permanent, once you have hearing loss, it's irreversible. So yes, we do carry a universal size fit, high fidelity earplug that will block out frequencies that may cause hearing loss. And then we also have a custom molded earplug that we will mold to your ear, so it fits nice and snug, because when you're at a concert, your head's moving around, and sometimes the universal earplug may fall out. It's almost like the AirPods. When they released the AirPods, everyone was worried about them falling out and losing them because they're expensive. Well, here at Great to Hear, we can customize your ear canal, so we can also customize AirPods. Pretty much anything that you put in your ear, we could customize it, and that will help with concert goers or anyone that works in a loud environment.
Okay. And lastly, I think this was the most important thing I should probably ask in the beginning, but how do you keep your ears clean and wax free and all that? Do you have to visit a clinic all the time, or is there a kit, or what's the story behind that?
Yeah, so if you eat a lot of pizza, no, I'm just joking. So I get that question quite often, and some people build up wax more than others, and there's nothing you can really do to not make it come about. But what you can and what one can do is go to your local hearing clinic or come see us at Great to Hear, and we will monitor it. We do remove the ear wax. So depending on, there's different types of ear wax. So if it's yellow and soft, talking about ear wax, if it's yellow and soft, then it's a little bit easier to remove. But when it's hard impacted dark wax, then it becomes a little bit harder to remove. So we will provide somebody, we'll look on the screen, we provide them eardrop solution. So they put that in their ear before bed, a couple days, then they return to the hearing clinic and we flush it out of their ear canal very gently. So you also want to make sure where you go and who's removing the wax is very gentle and very cautious, because it could lead to other issues.
Great. Awesome.
Yes.
Thanks, Chris.
Hey, man. Very, very, very grateful for having you guys. I appreciate this. Thank you.